So OBS decided that it just didn't want to record game audio for this episode. I have no idea why. So I've put some music in the background to hopefully prevent it feeling too awkward. But if you find it awkward to listen to without the game sounds and you want to just skip to the next episode, everything should be fixed in the next one. So sorry about that. Let's get on with the episode. In my memory, this was around about an 8-hour experience, so that seems to track. Makes me think we're, not making too slow progress, but also probably not going to be setting any world records or anything of that nature. Right, I believe we left the last episode. Oh, okay, I died. I believe we left the last episode after spending some time to collect that last keystone, which we now have. So we can think about returning back to whichever door it was that we were collecting the keystones for. That's unfortunate, and I'd actually forgotten, of course. Oh, okay. It's not been a fantastic start. We need to get back into the rhythm of controlling this little blighter, I think. And I'd forgotten that we unlocked the ability that allows us to cling onto walls, which would have come in handy just a second ago. It's fine, we can use these, and then we can cling onto this wall. That's a much safer way of doing that, rather than trying to bounce around. I assume I simply need to go back the way I came, because I didn't see any other route. I hope you've all been well. It's Sunday here today, and it's another beautiful day. We've had some great weather recently, which is very nice. It's, of course, it being a Sunday makes essentially no noticeable difference given the situation of the world. But it being nice weather is enjoyable. We do have a garden, so we are fortunate enough to be able to spend some time outside in the sunshine. Although, of course, it is impossible to play Ori in the Blind Forest from outside. It's actually not impossible if you're playing on the Nintendo Switch Entertainment System. I feel I should have saved. This is kind of an annoying section to have to redo. That was, he's picked me out of the air there. It's actually quite impressive shooting from the slug thing. I assume these enemies all have accepted names. But the truth is I don't know what they are, so. Okay, we missed that, which wasn't fantastic. Thank you. If we get down there fast enough, he's not actually able to get a shot off, so that's fine. What we'll do is we'll do this section, and then we will save once we reach a point of relative safety. I feel as though actually the saving in this game has become mostly about convenience and not wanting to repeat sort of obligatory sections of traversal. But that's fine. It is actually... I actually couldn't see that, if I'm honest. I think that was obscured slightly behind one of these kind of parallaxed foreground elements. I realised I'm sure it was part of the damaging energy thing was probably visible, but I didn't quite realise where it started. I thought I had enough space. It is an interesting decision to have these foreground elements actually obscure part of the level. It's clearly a visually motivated decision. And of course, it's visually motivated. It forms part of the visuals. It's an aesthetically motivated decision, I suppose I should say. And we don't have enough energy now because I was foolish and used the charge shot, which obviously consumes energy at quite an alarming rate, and is something that you're going to need to remind me not to do so much. I forget that the energy, of course, is a resource used both for combat and for saving, which from a balance standpoint I think is a perfectly acceptable game mechanic. It's just that I am a massive dum-dum and I always forget about that. So, with no one to blame but myself. However, I would actually quite like just to blame you instead. because it makes me feel better about not having to, face up to the facts that I am somewhat cognitively challenged in matters such as these. We have a map. We could probably use a map and find the... I thought we could use the map and find the door, but of course we're in the Misty Woods, which means that we can't do that. However, the map looks as though the exit to the Misty Woods should be out this way. So maybe that's where the door that we're looking for is. It's kind of the danger of taking a break from a Metroidvania game. You almost kind of want to play them all in one sitting just so that you can constantly remember. It's easier to keep the whole map in your head when you... And as much as the game gives you a map, I think there's no real substitute in terms of actually knowing your way around and feeling comfortable navigating a game world, like, being able to remember it and actually sort of mapping out in your head. Having that internal sense of space is valuable, I think. Okay. So this could require a little bit of trial and error because I am unsure which way to go. We're just going to run past these enemies at this point because I think we can do so safely. So please do bear with me. I apologize if you know exactly where I should be going, because the truth is I don't know where I should be going. I cannot remember. That was always going to happen. I caught that at a very bad angle. Should have just bailed out, truth be told. I tried to force the issue, which is never a very good idea. Don't do as I do, do as I tell you, I suppose would be the advice I'd give you there. Well, actually going to get rid of the monkey just because it seemed unnecessarily complicated to have to deal with avoiding him. This feels new. I don't remember clinging onto a moving magical platform. And if it's new, it's probably progress. Tends to be my philosophy. If it's not progress, I'm sure we'll find that out in due course and we can adjust our approach accordingly. I did leave the energy behind. I thought it was going to float to me. It didn't. And honestly, I couldn't really be bothered to go down and get it. That's going to hurt. Okay, we can make that jump. It's fine. Can we cling to this wall on this other side and then, let it go out of the way? Oh, it's one of the big ones. We don't have enough energy to do a charge blast thing. That's frustrating because in a small space like that, those enemies become vastly more difficult to deal with because they sort of flood you. And I actually don't have enough... I don't have the firing rate, nor do I think... I've gone about the sentence in a very strange way. I also don't think that one shot from my regular charge light thing... What's it called? I don't know. Someone will have to remind me. I don't think it is strong enough to kill even one of the small ones, which means that you can kind of hit it on the way down, but I can't shoot quickly enough to hit it twice, which is what's required to kill it. Maybe I do have enough power just to kill one. Yes, I do. That is it. That's good to know at least, but there's a delay after 3. You can shoot 3 shots in quick succession. I believe there's an upgrade that would allow me to... In fact, maybe we should just spend that upgrade point now. Can we do so? Allows the spirit flame to damage 2 targets at once. Well, that's pretty helpful. Most pickups will automatically automatically absorbed. That's pretty good. Allows Ori to charge dash. Okay. I was just testing to see. That says LT, and I think we talked about the dash before under the guise of it being RT. I actually didn't try the LT button, but no, it's still not unlocked. So yeah, let's get the split spirit flame. I say that even close to right. I don't know. Okay, this looks like potentially a jump that's going to require a bit of floating. I think the Spirit Flame attacking 2 enemies at once is going to be very helpful for those enemies that we were just talking about that split into sort of smaller versions of themselves. It should be told, a single enemy in this game isn't particularly difficult to deal with. It's actually only when you get like surrounded, when you get crowded by enemies, that's when it becomes difficult to avoid damage. Take that. Oh, hello. Okay. Okay. I'm going to back out of here a sec, because that seems quite precarious. We're going to save, and then I'm going to go back in. There's 2 of them. There's at least 2 of them. There might be more. That one's nearly dead. That's good. That one is dead. I think there is only 2. There may be one lurking further over here. No, I think there's just 2. Okay. This is quite slow going because I don't have enough energy to do a blast thing, so which proved to be... When we first fought this enemy as a boss, it's proved to be quite a successful method of dealing with it. There we go. And that should open that door. Which also feels like progress, which we're happy with. Here we go. There's where we spend the stuff on the Spirit Gate. I like the way these doors open. I like the way those things go different directions. And I think... What did we need to do with this exactly? We needed to, I believe, take this up, essentially, right? So, obviously we can't climb walls with the orb. But the long and short of it is that we're trying to get this... that was frustrating. I almost mentioned the fact that we didn't have enough energy to make a save after defeating these couple of enemies, but I didn't. Because I thought, oh, it'll be fine, we'll be fine. Perhaps a ground slam could work. The timing on that's quite hard to actually get right, I think. Although the damage is pretty impressive. There we go. That was actually a really good method once you understand the timing. You can kind of do damage to them just after they've gone into the ground as well. You needn't actually make contact with them while they're visible. So it's quite forgiving on that one. So I believe our goal was to collect this orb. Does that send me up? No. Was to collect this orb and send it or carry it somehow upwards to turn off or to light something and clear all of this hallucinogenic mist that's kind of messing with our vision and also shrouding the map. However, carrying the orb reduces our mobility considerably. I think we're gonna so we have to go this way. This is different. The woods have once again shifted. Did I run into... I have to beat these guys again. It's really annoying that we don't have enough just to... I sort of feel as though... Do I not deserve to replenish some energy from... from killing these guys? The game clearly thinks not. That's okay. It's okay, you can't... It doesn't make sense to lose our heads over it. It's not going to change anything. So we need to carry the orb I think I ran into spikes, which is how I died this other time. Now, I wonder if the... Yeah, I see the spikes. I wonder if the orb... No, it doesn't block any damage. Oh, no, I'm not going to make that. That hurt. Okay. Right. That's just carelessness. And it hurts because it's quite a lot of extra time added to... I just held off there. I realised I'm just concentrating on fighting these enemies. It would be frustrating to have to go through that and then find the spirit door. Like earlier. Sort of feel we've done it the right way around by we found all of the keystones prior to actually finding the door that they go into. That's nice. Okay. We can make this jump. We need to follow up as quickly as possible, and then we'll be able to make that jump. Okay. I think here, especially due to the nature of our energy situation and the inability to save, I think being cautious is the correct play. Okay. I appreciate the irony of the timing. I was holding the button to move as quickly as possible. There appears to be some kind of delay upon Ori picking up the orb and actually being kind of available to move again. But no, the dramatic irony of that is not lost on me. Okay. That's a pretty reliable method for killing those things. Okay, this is going to be the one. We're not going to die this time, or at least we're not going to die until we found like an energy crystal which allows us to replenish our save. Just all about it. It's always just worth taking the extra second, just waiting. Clearing the path. Like so. And we can jump this. That's bad. This is a kind of a bit of a tricky spot. But again, it's okay, with a little bit of patience. That was very unlucky that we jumped exactly where that thing was about to land. Okay. Onwards we go. Oh, it wasn't very far because it moved around for us. That's actually very generous. I believe in the original construction of the map, it was directly above the orb. I was wondering how we were supposed to climb anything, considering we can't move properly. So that should clear the mist from the forest. Getting achievements left, right, and centre. They're not popping up on my screen this time. Slightly inconsistent. Oh, what's that? I want that. There's a thing. We lit the shrouded lantern. It lifted the haze. Ori, the key to the Forlorn ruins. The Gumon seal has been revealed. Give it to me. Thank you. I found the Gumon seal. Using this key, you can gain access to the Forlorn ruins. Fantastic news. The element of winds is deep within the Forlorn ruins, south of this place. It's not too far from here. I can show you the way. Do show me the way. It's not far at all. The Valley of the Wind. Find the Gumon seal hidden inside Misty Woods. Is this, do we think, a Miyazaki reference to the Studio Ghibli animated picture, Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind? A film I haven't seen. So that's lit, and that now dispels the mist. Is that right? Why would I want to undo that? Maybe that'll become clear later. That hurt. At least we have a natural save point here. I feel as though there's certainly Studio Ghibli influences. I suppose it's difficult to imagine a game of this kind not being influenced, at least to some extent, by the work of Miyazaki. But certainly, you know, I'm always blanking on the name. Is it Naru, the adoptive parent that we lost, has something of a Totoro vibe about him. Now we have the Valley of the Wind, which feels like a direct reference. I'm alright with it. You know, I'm here for it. Like I say, Studio Ghibli is not seen many of them actually, but they have all recently been going onto Netflix, so I will be able to correct that in due course. Okay. Let's see the route that we need to. We need to go basically directly down. We're here. Nope, that's where we need to be. We're here. And this looks like a bottomless pit of some descript. So let's save and go. Ooh, that was lucky. That's what we call leaping before you look. Although, of course, with a video game in which your field of view is limited by what's rendered on the screen at the current moment, looking before you leap is something of a physical impossibility. I suppose I could have floated. I mean, it's possible that there's actually like something. You see, look at this. You take a little bit of time, a little bit of patience, and you're rewarded. Can't say that word apparently. This is, I mean, that's something of an annoying little arrangement of enemies, isn't it? And they do quite a lot of damage with each one of those hits as well. And they don't shoot like in any kind of obvious, you know, it's quite unforgiving in the sense that they just sort of, they will shoot, they will, what's the phrase that I'm looking for? Synchronize their shots to sort of minimize. It's not like you can just dodge them all and then come out. Luckily, the ground pound actually has a stun effect, which buys you enough time, and the time is enough to follow up with another ground pound. So we can stun lock, the old Dark Souls trick. I mean, when in doubt, stun lock an enemy. It's a foolproof method. Obviously, it doesn't work for enemies that can't be stunned. I feel you probably didn't need me to tell you that. But I did anyway. And, you know, such is the nature of talking constantly. There's going to be, you know, not all of it's going to be gold. Some of it is going to be stuff that you think, yeah, you know what? Didn't need you to say that, to be honest with you. Now, you are right, of course, in the sense that you don't need me to say anything. ... But I am. And if you're still watching, then I think to some extent you're implicitly condoning such behavior. So you're really part of the problem. Gonna do the old switch. Make use of these birds. Oh, I want to go this way. This looks like a secret. I'm going to save. See, like, I've got so much energy. We're just saving all over the shop. Liberal use of the saves. It's possible I actually should have gone the other way There's a map oh, that's dumb. There's a map fragment here, though, so... And I'm sure we can easily get back up to there. Gonna need to... I did that last time. I have no regard for my own safety in this game. Okay, bait him into moving. Splash damage on that is quite significant. And the radius as well is also quite significant. That's how you do it. You bait above the door, and then he's never got a chance. Don't even give him the chance. This looks like something that requires a different set of skills to navigate. Oh, okay, this is going to require us to bring him down here. I appreciate, of course, that we unlocked a gate, and then I proceeded to just to become distracted by what I thought was... I'll be honest, what I thought that was just like a secret cave thing with an ability point, or a map fragment would have been a good, in there. When actually it appears to be its own branching path. But I'm committing to it now. I couldn't tell you exactly why. But if we get further down the way and we realise that actually there's nothing we can do, well then, there's nothing we can do. Of course you stay up here. I am monumentally stupid. Stay up there, completely out of harm's way. Well, that's more difficult. Would you come and attack me, please? I think we're going to need to do that. That went extremely well. And you see, it was definitely worth coming this way, and you doubted me. And I'd appreciate if you didn't doubt me in future. We're about to reach our goal. It's possible then that actually this was the critical path, as they say, and the other direction was more supplemental. So I'm actually, at the risk of being tiresome, blast. At the risk of being tiresome, I'm going to go back and just take a quick peek through that gate that we unlocked. I assume it will still be there, but if I get distracted and go off another way, it's possible there's something worth having that way that I will then never return to. And look, I mean, it didn't take us long. You need to learn to have a little bit of patience. I've been meaning to talk to you about this for a while. Never really found the right time. But I've decided that this is the right time on this public Let's Play series. So it has always been a problem. It's a character defect. I realise I've actually pointed out a number of these in the course of my playthrough. I would feel bad, but it's not my fault if you have a lot of flaws. That's what I would say. And you may not like to hear it, but it doesn't actually make it any less true. Was this the way into the... We've been here before. Yes, we've definitely been here before. I'm actually not going to bother saving the game because we're just going back the other way. So I think simply all that did was unlocked a quicker route back to allow us to navigate the map more fully, should we need to get back to another section. Yes, because we've been here before as well, haven't we? This is where we entered. It all comes flooding back. And so now I suppose the only thing left for me to do is eat this humble pie that I've prepared for myself. It was, in fact, me that was doubting you in that whole situation. So I do apologise. It won't happen again. We can continue to make progress. That's very stupid of me. Gonna save the game because we did get some extra abilities and things. Most pickups will automatically be absorbed. I think we're going to go with that. It just makes our life a little bit easier. Who knows what the actual value of that is, because it's not particularly hard just to go and collect the pickups, but it's a quality of life change. The truth is, you could definitely unlock everything on the tree because the experience currency is essentially limitless because you could farm enemies if you could be bothered, which the chances are I can't, because also outside of the main abilities, it doesn't feel as though any of the optional, well, I suppose if they are optional, then they're optional. Any of those skill tree abilities that you could unlock aren't completely required to finish the game. That was a calamity. Yeah, I don't think they seem as though any of them are fully required to actually complete the game. We just continue going down. How do we get through there? Interesting. I want whatever that is. And so, while they may be nice to have, I'm not particularly in the business of grinding out experience points for something that I don't need to. That's tricky. Quite tricky. This is all pretty cool, pretty icy. If I find out that I need him now, it's going to be annoying. I find out that I need him. Wait, do I need him? Would he be able to get through there, that rhino? Well, he certainly can't get through. Let's back off and respawn the rhino and see if he can help me. The monkey may be able to provide me access up to that switch. That's probably what needs to happen. Hence why it's infinitely spawning and the rhino isn't. There we go. Just take a second, assess the situation, jump directly into the enemy, and then you can progress. That's painful. This section is annoying. I wonder if I just drop quickly enough, if I might be able to avoid all damage. Well, I would have, if not for the misfortune of landing directly on the monkey. Okay. We're going to hit this goal. Whatever this is that we're heading to, this orb of light, we're going to get there. That's going to provide the stopping point for our episode. So, get excited. When we make it, we're going to be ponged out of our minds. P-O-N-G, pong. Okay, bring him over. And oh. I was holding Y. I think perhaps I was on the ground and holding Y, which does not allow you to do the bash move. I think, you need to be airborne for it to actually work. I missed out on the health, but I'm going to go back and get it because I don't have very much. I thought I timed the jump correctly. I've let you down. I'm sorry. something of an annoyance to have to continually redo this section. I do have enough energy that I could just save before the bridge, but it sort of doesn't feel like a difficult enough section to warrant a save. But getting here is just enough of a mild inconvenience that I'm going to do it anyway. We made it. I was concerned that we weren't going to make that jump. The old stun lock trick that we talked about. Okay, so this guy's going to come out to play. He can't make it up to me, so we can at least go and get this ability point, or large glob of ability points. Where exactly are we trying to get that thing to go? Is the question. Because unless we know that, perhaps down here, perhaps if we can get this rolling armadillo type situation to go down here, it will then break that open. Well, let's see. I mean, we can actually go down here. Although getting back up might prove more difficult. Of course, we actually have a goal in mind. I got completely sidetracked. Once lush and green, now covered in ice. Those who didn't escape paid with their lives. Press X to insert the Gumon seal. In goes the seal. And we enter the Forlorn ruins. So this appears to be the Forlorn ruins. Here's where the Gumon live. They build miraculous structures and infuse them with the light of the spirit tree, which keeps them safe. Well, that's good for them. Oh no. These Gumon were frozen, unable to escape. When the element of winds lost its light, these ruins must have turned into their grave. Oof. That's bleak. So this appears to be another Ginzo tree style dungeon where we're going to get another one of these elements on the go, bring some life back to the forest. So that is going to be something for next time. Thanks very much for watching. Click the buttons at the bottom of the video, and any support you can give the series would be really appreciated. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye.